Hello, and welcome to the 30-minute Wellbeing Run. I am just setting off out the house and I have done a little walking warm-up. So maybe give yourself a little walking warm-up, but if you're straight away jogging, just start super gently and ease into it. Or maybe if you know you've got injuries that are recurring, then you can do some stretches first, some dynamic stretches, which basically means stretches on the move, not ones that you stand and hold them for ages, but like lunges and high knees and things like that, just to stretch the body out. So let's get going on the 30-minute run. Off we go. So this morning, let's start with a technique check. So making sure that our stride isn't too long, and that we have our tailbone tucked under, and that we are breathing deep down into our stomach. Nice deep breaths deep down into the stomach. Really good. We want to make sure that our shoulders are rolled back, round and down. I'm having an autumn walk this morning. I can hear the leaves crunching under my feet, which is always good fun. Maybe as you're running along, you can really start to pay attention, just awaken the senses. What surface are you running on? Are you running on concrete ground, footpaths? Are you running on well-trodden mud footpaths? Are you trail running, so it's a bit squelchy? Are you on the grass? It's soft and cushiony. If it's icy, I don't personally recommend you do run, because that's more like ice skating. So take care, run somewhere that's safe. Do your own safety check, make sure that it's surface that is safe to run on, but also tell people, if you're going for a run on your own, tell people where you're going, how long you expect to be, and just take really good care of yourself, because guess what? You matter. I matter. We matter. Maybe have a look around you and see what's changed. I am walking past a bit where there used to be a lovely big hedge, but unfortunately the hedge was dying, and now they've just replaced it with a fence, and I can smell the smell of that freshly cut wood, which is a really nice smell. For me, I really like the smell of freshly cut wood. Like being in a sauna. Really relaxing for me, really grounding. So have a look around you. What's changed? Maybe the leaves were green and they have changed to autumnal colours. Maybe it's springtime and things are just starting to grow up from the ground and spring into life. Maybe it's winter and there's not a lot of growth for show. And let's just bring ourselves back to a technique check. So making sure that our stride isn't too long, isn't too short, that we're just having a really comfortable stride. And by stride I mean how big your steps are. How big are your steps? If we're stretching out too far, then we could lead ourselves to injury. And if our steps are too small, might not feel good in the body either, and be doing double the amount of work. I always laugh with my husband because I say for every one of his steps I have to take about 4. So just be mindful. How big is your stride? Just making sure that we're taking some nice breaths. If you can, make sure that your breaths are coming in through your nose, especially at the start. Because if you're able to breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth or your nose or wherever you fancy, it shows that you're not going too fast. If you need to do mouth breathing, you could be pushing yourself a bit too quick. So let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, or nose, or whatever you fancy doing. I like to breathe in through my nose, so out through my mouth. And as we sigh, maybe you're releasing the day's stress or worries. Maybe you're letting go of something that you can't change. Maybe you're letting go of some sadness. Maybe you're releasing some excitement or joy. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, make that breath serve you. It wants to serve us, wants to take care of us. Our breath is here to keep us alive, but also to help us to thrive. And if you've done any breath work at all, you'll know of how transformative it can be, how amazing it can feel in the body. I say that. I did a lot of breath work in terms of singing, but I didn't really feel the joy of breath work until I really consciously went into doing breath work for breath work's sake, not for singing's sake. So I think if you can, take some time out, go to a breathwork class, and remember, because this is something that I wasn't told for a long time, breathe into your belly. Because if you're breathing into your chest, it's the wrong place. And then when you do breath work, all you're doing is reinforcing that negative, I'm going to call it negative breathing, because for me it only has negative effects. Like anxiety inducing and shallow breathing, but breathing into the stomach has amazing benefits. I realise it's not actually your stomach, but that's what we're going to call it, belly breaths, because I'm not here to give you a biology lesson. We're here to make sure that we're taking care of our well-being, getting out and about, bringing positivity into our own lives and sending positivity out into the world. I'm super lucky the sun is shining for me this morning. Crisp blue skies, autumnal leaves, soft cushiony surface under my feet with the grass, dewy wet grass, the song of the morning birds. What's going on for you right now? What textures can you see? What textures can you see around you? Like the textures of the grass, you can see all the different layers of, or I can see the different layers of the grass blades all overlapping each other. And then underneath, the soft, wet mud. And then on top, the crisp autumnal leaves. And that's just on one small patch of grass beneath my feet. Let's go back for a technique check. So checking that our stride isn't too wide, too long, too reaching too far. Or making sure that it's not too short and we're doing thousands of little steps when we need to only do one. Making sure that our tailbone is released, dropped underneath us. Our breath is going as low down as we can, dropping it down into our belly. Or, you know, if you're using your core strength and your tummy is feeling quite tight, then think of that breath going into the lower back. Breathe into the lower back. Fuel your run, fuel from deep down in your body. Are you still breathing through your nose? Has it moved to your mouth? Can you slow the pace down and move it back to your nose if you need to? Can you sigh it out and release what you need to release from your body, from your mind? And then just making sure our shoulders are, maybe give them a roll them up to your ears and back down, round, down, melting your shoulder blades down your back. Nice and tall. Make your chest broad. Open yourself up to receive good things. A vessel of positivity, receiving and putting out to the world positivity. Or simply shining your light into the world, or recharging your light. Whatever you need, we don't get it from being hunched over. We get it from unraveling, unfurling, opening up, standing up, taking notice. Do it with meaning. Do it with intention. Set that intention now. I intend to unfurl and open up to the world too, and then it might be to receive the light from the sun's rays, or the energy of the clouds, or bringing it up from the ground into your body. Or maybe I am opening up and unfurling to shine my light into the world, to send out love and healing. Whatever you're doing it for, do it with intention. And we have been running for about 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes. So great work. 1/3 of the way through. Time flies when we're having run fun. And just making sure that our chin is lifted, our gaze is lifted. Yes, we need to take care of our footing. We don't want to trip. Preferably don't want to tread in any dog poo. But at the same time, we want to take in the world that's around us. We want to notice without judgment. And what a great exercise for our mental resilience if you practice mindfulness, or bring yourself back to the breath through meditation. This is a great addition to that routine, and if you don't do any of that, then it's a great blooming start, a great start. So when I told you about the fence that I'd seen in place of the lovely hedge, of course the hedge was green and beautiful before it wasn't. And now it's replaced with the fence, and I could let judgment creep in with that. I could say, why didn't they replace it with a beautiful hedge? I could be judging the things that I don't like about it, or I could be judging the things I do like about it. Oh, that looks so smart, and the crisp edges. I love the sturdiness of that fence now, and no animals will be able to get in through it and to spoil the bowling green. But what I really can do to help with my mindset is to not cast judgment at all, just to notice and have acceptance. There was a hedge and now there's a fence. the end. And I can enjoy the things about it as I go past, the smell of the wood, but without judgment, just with present moment joy or experience, with present moment experience. Because if I didn't like the smell of wood, I can practice not letting a negative mindset set in, negative thoughts, negative feelings, because quite often those thoughts become feelings in our body. In fact, that's what happens. Our thoughts become feelings in our body. And if we can let those feelings happen without judgment as well, then we really start to set ourselves free. We really start to set ourselves free. So now we've got our gaze lifted, we've got a good stride, our bottom, our tailbone is melted under us, it's not poking out like a duck's waddly bottom. We have got our core muscles engaged and we're breathing deep belly breaths or back breaths. Our shoulders are rolled back and down, melting our shoulder blades down our back. And our chin is lifted, our gaze is lifted. Can we now give ourselves an expansive gaze? How wide can we see? What is the boundaries of our vision? If we let it go all the way to the edges, let our vision go as high as it will go, as low as it will go, as wide as it will go. Can we see things, and can we see further than we realised? Had we been using tunnel vision? Had we been seeing but not really seeing? Looking but not seeing? Or seeing but not looking? And now if we remind ourselves to expand that gaze and let it sink through our eyes and take notice, then it can take us away from the thoughts of the day, and it can help us to see through a different perspective. Maybe everything wasn't as fixed as our gaze was. Maybe it's more expansive. Maybe there's more possibilities than we realised. Maybe something isn't as you thought it was. Maybe if you look away, you could have sworn a garage door was red, and when you look back it was blue. Maybe you couldn't say what colour a garage door was at all, and you've passed it 1,000 times. Let's let what we can see sink in, soak in, take notice. Let it take us away. Let it break the cycle of thoughts that were keeping us stuck, or keeping us in worry, or an adrenal loop of excitement. Let's just break the loop for a moment. Break the loop, the cycle of thoughts, simply by expanding our gaze as high as you can see, as low as you can see, as wide as you can see. And let that breath come in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. And if you can't, maybe choose to slow your pace down, or simply accept that nasal breathing isn't there for you today. And maybe your commitment to your wellbeing runs is that over time you increase the amount of nasal breathing you can do. And now, as we're running along and we've got a great technique, just imagine there is a golden thread that is lengthening your spine just a fraction more. Maybe you can make yourself a centimetre taller in your mind by just elongating the spine, giving yourself that space between the vertebrae, elongating all the muscles in your neck, and just taking up that little bit more space in the world, the space that is your birthright to take up. Because it's only in our minds that we let that birthright to be taken from us. No one can take away that birthright from us. It is a birthright. We were born onto the planet, onto the earth. We were born individual, unique, with unique gifts, unique talents. And only can our own repetitive thoughts and mindset change whether we step into that birthright or whether we shy away from it. So let's today make this a commitment to just gradually expand ourselves to take up that little bit more space, physically take up more space in the world with our posture, with our physical being. We were born to do great things. And just start to think now as we're running along, what gifts and talents do you have? And if the first thing that pops into your mind is nothing, I'm not good at anything, that's not true. So release that thought and start again. What unique gifts and talents do you have that you bring to the world? And I quite often like to bring us back into what we liked doing as a child. That's what I like doing for myself. What did I like doing as a child? And I loved to sing and I loved to dance. I loved to act and speak in made up languages and create a world of imagination in my imagination and really bring it to life. And those gifts and talents and unique way of looking at life, that's just as important, just as valuable now as an adult as it was when I was a child. Singing helps to regulate me, and it helps to bring joy to others, I hope. It helps to bring joy to others. It brings joy to my children when I sing to them. It brings joy to my friends, singing with them. It brought joy to my neighbours when we sang together. And when we sing together at Christmases. And the same with my dancing. It brings joy to me. It brings calm It's a way of expressing my feelings in a non-reactive way, but in a way that feels exactly what I need it to feel in my body to process and regulate. It brings joy to my children when we dance funny dances or living room discos. It brings joy to my friends when I dance with them on the dance floor. And it brings joy to my neighbours when they see me dancing a little dance for no reason at all down the road. I'm spreading love and I'm spreading joy. I'm creating it for myself and sharing it with others. And my imagination, my beautifully imaginative imagination, is definitely a gift that brings joy to so many, including myself. I can see things in a way that other people can't, because I think uniquely. I am unique, and you are too. So I'm going to ask again, what unique gifts and talents do you have that you were born with, that you brought into the world? What can you tap into? And maybe you can say it out loud, or maybe you can journal it down. But just do something within, either while you're on your run or within half an hour of finishing your run, where you can just get it out of your head and into the world, on paper or through speech. And if you're feeling really empowered, say it right now. I am gifted. I am talented. I bring unique gifts into the world. Those gifts are. Say it out loud. We are already 27 minutes into our Wellbeing Run. Congratulations, well done. Well done to us. And it doesn't matter how far we've gone, how fast we've gone. What matters is the intention that we have run with. It's not for ego. It's not to be the fastest person on the block. Not to show off to our friends. It's not to make anybody else feel inferior. It's to tap into our light, tap it back into ourselves, into our soul, to get grounded, to awaken ourselves. And maybe as we're nearing the end of the run, you might want to start to slow yourself down. I always recommend a cool down walk to take care of your muscles in your body. Our body wants to serve us, but we need to serve our body. So a cool down walk. So you might want to slow your pace down, or maybe as it's near the end of the run, you want to finish with a surge, a power surge, and you just want to run fast for fun. Or maybe you want to run silly right now and look like Phoebe from Friends with your arms wobbling about and your legs going anywhere you choose because it feels fun and good in your body. However you want to end your run is individual to you, and There is nothing you can do better for your run than to listen to your own mind and your own body and give it what it needs. So either slowing the pace down, becoming more steady with your breathing, or a power surge, or a crazy run. Whatever you need, give yourself that permission and do it today. Do it right now. And then once you've done your run, you will do your cool down, 5-minute cool down walk, please. That would be great. And then some lovely stretches. And at the end you can do those still stretches, the stretches where you go into a lunge and hold it, or stretching out your quads by holding your foot to your bottom. You can watch some great videos out there to give you the right technique. Never pull more than is comfortable for you. Everything should feel good in the body, and that's how you know your limits. There we go, and we have done it. 30-minute well-being walk. Thank you for running with me today, and thank you for showing up for yourselves. And I will see you again super soon for another well-being run. Lots of love. Bye for now.